All right.
So yeah, we just in Queensbridge just talking about sex. Sex is a beautiful thing. It's a topic that I believe personally needs to be discussed in our communities. It's not discussed enough. Personally, in my life, it wasn't talked about growing up. We had some sex education classes at the community center, but it wasn't talked about in my home, and it wasn't talked about enough about what sex is. All they spoke about was the physical, diseases and things like that. But as we've learned from, this discussion from this video, as you have learned and I have learned as well, from me sharing and Sister Mama Ella sharing, that sex is so deep and it's so much deeper than just a physical experience. You know what I mean? There's so much happening when two people are engaging in sharing bodily fluids, sharing energy, sharing spirits, sharing the past, sharing everything. So
past
yeah, yeah, the sisters definitely say
past life trauma, sharing past life trauma, sharing current situations that's happening internally, sharing emotional tensions that's happening. Take for example somebody that's battling a child support case, can't see their child, mad that they can't see their child, and they have a girlfriend, and they penis can't get hard and all types of stuff, and when they do finally have that sexual intercourse with this particular woman, that stress, the mental stress is coming down, to the penis and going and transferring to her womb, right? And as a result, now she is feeling stressed and she's feeling tired.
And what's so crazy about that is because when that energy is transferred, right, and she takes that energy, she then can transmit that energy not only through sex with a male, but through kissing her children, right, through hugging her friends. She also transfers that energy because energy transfers in multiple ways, right? But because she took all of that stress and held it in, it has to get out some way. So even if she's not sleeping with someone, it's gonna come out one way or another. You know what I mean? And talking with her children, her friends, at work, at school, it's gonna show in her grades, things like that. Depending,
So it's a holistic practice.
So it's a
a phenomenal. It's a phenomenon. Right? It's a holistic phenomenon. It's like you having these sexual intercourses with these different men, and you, as a result of you having sexual intercourse with these different men, you begin now to take on the energy of them. Now you pass it on to your children. Your children start feeling tired and weak and agitated because why? Oh, they don't know. And they don't know.
They don't know, have no clue.
You see what I'm saying? And then they don't know. And then they hold that particular energy in.
School,
right. And they
turn to alcohol.
And then because most of these children has melanin, it stores within each cell.
Totally.
Right? It stores. It's like water that when you freeze it, it stores. It's like ice. Different types of different phases that water molecule can go through, such as melanin. Melanin can go through different phases. So therefore, if you having sexual intercourse with a man that's no good, and you kissing your children, and now it goes to your children, and because that child has melanin, what happens then? You see what I'm saying?
Energy gets stored.
So it gets stored. So as a result, now the child can grow up with having what? Dietary diseases or even sexual problems. Why? Because the mother, genetically, the mother transferred that aura to the child.
But not only sexual problems, mental problems, right? But what I really want to touch on is what are some of the solutions for our people, right? Some of the solutions, because again, like sex is an ancient practice, right? It's an ancient phenomenon that people have had sex for many different reasons for many different millennia. So it's not like we're going to stop it, and we don't want to scare people and say, oh, sex is this crazy thing. I mean, which is so much more than what we perceive it to be. It's definitely so much more than what our American society, makes it seem as such. But because we do want people to take away from this video just the knowledge of when you want to have sex with someone, or when you're growing up, or you have children and you want to talk about sex, these are some of the things you should be talking about. These are some of the things you should be thinking about. Who is your partner? Not only who they're sleeping with, who that person's sleeping with. Not only who they're sleeping with, what is that person's diet like? What is that person's aura like?
Who their family?
Who their family?
Who's the family? Are they dysfunctional? Are they not dysfunctional? Are they family oriented?
Is there a history of mental illness in the family? These things you want to know before reproducing.
And not only that, for me, I don't engage intimately with no man that doesn't respect his mother. That's one thing. Why? Not only is he not going to respect me to the fullest, but when he has sexual intercourse with me, then the detachment or that missing bond that he did not have with his mother now, goes into my womb. And now I'm feeling like, what's going on? You see what I'm saying? I'm feeling like, what's going on?
What could be a result of that? The brother, right, we got madly in love.
Madly in love.
Mad at his mother, finds the woman, has sex with the woman, it feels great. So now he loves that woman because that woman represents a great feeling that he didn't get from his mother.
His mom.
Right? So now, but this woman is suffering because she's taking all of that energy that he's got stored up to his mother, she's holding that in. And now he's madly in love, like, you make me feel so good. Right? And he does feel good, but that feeling, again, we got to be very careful with our feelings, especially our physical feelings. It's so much deeper than that, But yeah, to my brothers and sisters, we just want you guys to be aware, to really think, to be clear-headed when you're considering having sex with someone, sleeping with someone, allowing someone into your space, into your personal space, especially as a woman, to my sisters. Know who you're sleeping with. We got some brothers who are undercover brothers. Sleeping with other men, and they come and transfer all that. Oh man, I don't even know what to call that.
That's right there. That's a whole nother video. As a matter of fact, the Russell Westbrook picture on Facebook is like the most popular. Well, there's an NBA basketball player who apparently, he apparently likes to dress in women's clothes, and they call it fashion. Like how when Lil Wayne comes out in ripped up jeans, it's considered fashion. I'm not judging nobody, but it's amazing how the views of society have changed from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s to now in the 2010s. It's just all out there. It's like whatever, if you want to live alternative lifestyles, that's okay with you in your ethical system. But it's not okay to push it on people who are uncomfortable with that.
Definitely.
Not everybody is on that level. It's just.
But many of us has been controlled by our lower self.
Definitely.
And what I mean by like the lower self, I'm speaking about the heart chakra down. Like a lot of people just think off of feelings or think off of emotions and just want to have that quick high, sort of say. So they're going to have sex with any and everybody. If you call yourself a god, or you call yourself a goddess, or you call yourself someone that is trying to even just be healthy, you have to think about the bigger picture. And okay, I'm in a relationship with this person, or I like this person. How am I going to go about it? Am I going to just have sex with this person?
Sure.
Chicks just be like, I just want to fuck him. Like, for real? Like, this is what you want to do? Like, you just want to have sexual intercourse with this guy?
Just for the sake of having sexual intercourse?
No, nothing. That means that you are controlled by your lower self. That means that you have a lot of growing to do.
Totally.
You have a lot of self dissecting to do. Dissect yourself. Why is it that every time you meet a brother or you're involved with a brother, he leaves you? Or why is it every time that you meet a brother, you just want to have sex with him? Are you being controlled by your lower self? You see what I'm saying? And not only that, that is the conspiracy of the food that we eat, the music that we are listening to, because of the frequency of these different types of music. The sound is tapping into your inner ear melanin, okay, and it's vibrating throughout your body. And all of these different vibrations is all fuck you, bitch, hoe in this, that, booty shaking on the dance floor, all this type of stuff. And this is what now, because we are constantly being programmed subconsciously and consciously by this type of music, this is what's going to happen. We're going to want to have sex all the time. We're going to want to have, which is also known as improper sex. Or
what do they call it? Illicit sex?
Or whatever, however, whatever your title is to be. But it's just that we having like these, again, we want to talk about 15-year-old children that's having, or teenagers that's having children at this particular time in this place called America.
They said the birth rates dropped. Teen birth rates dropped, actually. That's what they say. I don't know if y'all heard about that.
Teen birth rates.
I know what I've seen, right? What I've seen in teens that I work with, more teens are having children now than when I was a teen.
Mm-hmm. So they must be testing the wrong segment of the population or something.
Yeah, or a certain specific segment. A certain specific segment is it being. Cause I know in the hood, man, there's so many teenage, people having babies at 13, 14, 15. Where when I was a teenager, people at 18, 19, 20 had children. It wasn't so young. Now they're younger, having children, man. And again, it's just a lack of awareness. It's an ignorance about sex, and we're not having a conversation enough. We're not having a conversation enough within the home. We're not having a conversation enough within the schools. We're not having a conversation enough within the community centers, right? The organizations are not talking about it. We're talking about anti-this, anti-that, don't do this, don't do that. But we're not just talking about it, not as in don't do, just as in this is what it is. Like not trying to coerce no one to not have sex, right? To not do this, but just to be aware that this is what it is, and this is what it is wholly. This
and
is
how
not
to
just
benefit
how
from
to
it.
benefit from it, not to scare someone.
Holistically,
from inside out, from your bottom chakra to your crown chakra.
And not only that, the reason why I brought up this 15, these teenage pregnancy is to say that, okay, here in the American society, young girls are having children at a young age. But if you go to, say for example, Africa, they are also having children at that same age, but it's okay over there. It's okay over there. But over here, it's not okay. You see? So it's a difference. It's like, all right, you're having sexual intercourse and you having babies, but the difference is that we have no support system. We have no father. We have no, there's no marriage. You see? There's no bond.
The reason they're having sex is because the lack of all of that. Whereas maybe in countries in Africa, the sex is to specifically reproduce.
It's too specifically
that
reproduced.
The family's organized.
It's too specifically reproduced, true. But the key here is that we, in other places, we have a strong foundation. We have a strong bond. There's family oriented. Grandmas and mothers and everyone lives in one household. You have a child, that's okay. You still living with your husband, okay, housebound. Okay, that's what husband is. He's a housebound because it was at one point where women will go out and make the money and the men would stay with their children. And that's why statistically it's known that men, although mothers are the more nurturers, but men do very well with their children.
Totally.
Which is also known as housebound. So also known as husband. But what I'm saying is, in places like Africa, people are married. So, okay, they having children at 15, so be it. She's a grown-ass woman. If she's reproducing and she's having that cycle, that menstrual cycle, also know she's a woman. She went and she's fully initiated into womanhood. So she's able to have children. So age is nothing but a number. Wait, hold on. She can cook, she can clean, she can take care of the household, and she has a strong foundation. She has a husband, she has her mother, she has his mother. Everyone is involved. But here we lack unity. You see what I'm saying? So over here, you can't be just having babies like this. You can't just be having babies like this. As a result of you having babies like this, you're going to wind up in the system, in the hands of the white man. You see what I'm saying? You're going to end up in the hands of the white man, which now you say, and that's a separation of the black and white man right there. Because the woman, as she growing up, is going to look up to the white man like he's superior, and he's not superior. The black man is superior. You see what I'm saying? So that's really important to understand that too. When my child's 15 years old and this and that, and she's having a baby. All right, that's fine. But is there any type of unity?
So listen, because.
All right, wait. Let's go to the next video.